Off meeting of the Village Insider. First off, I'd like to take a poll of the room. Who is new, or is this your first Village Insider? Do I have any newbies? Okay, excellent, wonderful. Welcome. We are broadcasting this on YouTube. We don't have it on Channel 4 today because we're still working through our transition of our TV system. I'm going to turn my audio down just a little bit. Or I'm hearing a little echo or a squeak there, so I want to make sure I'm okay. Is that still good? Everybody hear me okay? Good. I think we were overloading it a little bit. So we are recording and broadcasting on YouTube. So if you have any friends that missed it this afternoon, you could reference them to our YouTube channel, and they could take a look at it in the future. They're always there. So if there's something you want to, if I go over something from a previous meeting, you can always reference back and get that information. Or obviously you can always come one-on-one. Okay, topics for the hour. We're going to do an introduction of myself. Then we're going to talk about the impact projects, those projects that are going to impact you as residents directly here at Londonderry Village. We're also going to go over the campus projects. All projects impact you, but these don't impact you as much in everyday life here at Londonderry Village for you. We're going to do a department snapshot, as we do every month. We take a department and give you the behind-the-scenes look of how things happen in that department and what can we improve in 2025. So I'm going to go through these other ones pretty quickly. But I will take my time if I need to. But I really like to get into 2025 and how can we improve. So this is where I'm going to need your feedback. I'm going to open up the door. As you may see, I have Corey Swinghome, Steph, and Alyssa here from housekeeping, so they can hear your comments. And I think I did see Danny floating somewhere in it. And there's Danny, and Danny's here too. So they are in the room with me. So what we want to do is look and see what we can do better compared to 2024 going into 2025. So I can prepare you to come to the next meeting and see if you want to join us. Hopefully you do. Let's get started. Resident impact projects. Okay, one of the biggest ones right now going on is the TV and internet upgrade. Okay, the old and new system are currently working simultaneously. So we have both the old and the new running right now as we speak on the campus. We've started to convert some areas over. We've taken some of the greenhouses, the independent, the personal care. We've converted those areas over, and some of our common areas. So we're really testing everything we've been doing for the last 3 weeks of trying to bring the system up with as little impact to you as residents. When we first started to implement the new TV system, we quickly identified that the only way we could possibly minimize the impact to you is to take a little bit more time and bring them both up and get them both running. Keep one running and bring the new one up and run it. That way, we did not have to shut down your TV systems for 2, maybe 3 days. That was important. That's also internet. We quickly realized the impact to you as residents, 2 or 3 days without TV, but we really looked at the greenhouses and Leffler Care. Those areas, they would have been heavily impacted because that's what they have. That's, unfortunately, their lives. So they really depend on their TV systems and possibly the internet system. So we made the decision to bring both of them up. So that's what we've been doing for the last 3 weeks. Changeover. When we will start changeover here, not this week, but the following week. We're going to start bringing them on by nodes. So what we've done the last 3 weeks is we've taken the system and we separated it all out. So we don't have to impact everyone all at the same time. So we will have shutdowns of your areas. We will get everybody reset and we'll bring them back up and bring them back on. That should only take a few hours per node. We're planning on doing 2 nodes a day. So we should be able to get through it in about a 2-week window. So we're going to shut down the old and we're going to bring up the new. What will that require? That'll require us to do some programming of your television. If you're familiar with your TVs, you can do an auto program on your own, or you can wait till we come around. This also, with the way we're doing it now, it also lets us personalize it. We quickly realized that, we got a lot of TVs out there to reset, and if we had to do it all, we'd have everybody resetting at the same time. We'd have maintenance staff running all over the campus for 2-3 days, and that first person would be the lucky person. That last person might be 2-3 days out before we got there to reset their television and did the switchovers. So we're here to help you through the process, but you could also do it yourself. So when you do get that notification, that phone call, saying that your system will be reset and the new system will come online, once you know your TV and your internet has turned back on, you could go ahead and do your reset on your own. We still are going to come by your place. We're going to knock on your door and see if you need to have any assistance with it. So that was that was not our original strategy. Our original strategy was get the new system on site, dump the old one, and then bring the new one back on. But we quickly realized that that was a 2 to 4 day window that we would be working with to start bringing residents back on, and we just didn't want that impact. Number 5 there, Newsmax and Lighthouse. That Newsmax and Lighthouse are currently not on our system, on the system, but we are working aggressively with them. So hopefully we'll have those 2 channels back on. So when the new system comes up, everyone will have it. I did last month at the social dinner, I did announce and hand out on the tables some of the channel lineups, and residents quickly identified that Newsmax and Lighthouse weren't on the new the new lineup. So quickly called them, so we're working to get that back on. What's going to happen after we get the the new system back on? You get your channel lineups, you see all your channels. We're also going to reach out to everyone with a survey to help us identify channels that we don't have that we could bring on, that you may know that your neighbor with Comcast or Verizon or friends, family with Comcast, Verizon has. See if we can bring them on. We will not be able to bring on the Phillies and the Philadelphia channels. That's still in place. DirecTV, our Dish network is still, DirecTV, Dish are still our provider, and Comcast does have rights to the Philly sports, and they don't share those rights. So Philly sports, if you are one of those, like I am, Comcast is your only source. Verizon, I'm not sure if Fios, I don't know if Corey knows, Fios offers those, but Fios is coming here on campus. It's actually already on campus if anyone chooses, and I'll go into that with a little bit more detail. After we're done here today, I have up here on the table, on the chair here, the channel lineup. This is the most current one. Like I said, it does not have Lighthouse or Newsmax in it, but we are working to get it, bring it on board. If we identify channels that through our survey that we want to bring on board, we will let you know what those channels are. We probably will not get rid of the channels within our system. They're part of packages. We buy everything by a package. That's how they provide it with us, or to us. We have to find those packages where the channel requests, where the requests are for channels, and we have to purchase that package, and that's how we do that. So we take the opportunity to give you and residents more opportunities, more channels. So if I buy a package that has HDTV and it has 7 or 8 more channels in it, we're going to give them all to you. We're not just going to give you that one channel. Any questions about the TV system? Yes.
So if I understand correctly, resident input on channels is coming basically after the fact, not before the fact.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, after the fact. Yes. There are some new channels within this lineup, so we wanted to have let all the residents give it an opportunity to look at them and see them all. Any other questions about the TV? Okay, next one, chapel improvements, and I wrote a couple other ones here. We have some improvements going on here in the chapel. Number one complaint in the chapel is these doors and how loud they are. We are budgeted this year in our capital budget to replace the operators, replace the closing units on these doors. We have some equipment to order, which will happen. We're probably in the process of ordering them now. And here in the very, very near future, we'll start quieting these doors. Right now, they're very, very loud, as everyone probably knows, once people come in and out. Another thing we're doing is upgrading some more lighting. We've identified the spots that we put in does not support some of the programming we do here very well, so we're going to add another row. That's coming, and we're also have big numbers in to do some upgrades to our AV system over here. So some of those little troubles we have throughout our programming when we have special programming in is due to the age of our system, which is probably only about 7 years old, but that's outdated for any type of audio-visual equipment. So that's happening too. So we just signed the contract for that. So a lot of stuff happening in here inside of the chapel. The other one is, any questions about the chapel? Hey, Verizon. Verizon is on campus. They have completed the fiber network for all the duplexes and cottages on campus. So if you're in a duplex or cottage, you now have access to Verizon Fios. Okay, you can call up and you could do that request if you want to, but they will also be upgrading your existing phone line. So if you currently are a customer of Verizon, they will be contacting you to come in and run the fiber network or finish the fiber network to your unit. So that's on every unit. So if you get that letter, we've always, residents will come to me and say they got a letter to upgrade or do something to their phone system from Verizon, and I just tell them to ignore it because you don't need to worry about that. We take care of the system. The letter you would be getting now to change over your line is so they can change it from copper to the fiber network. Once they do that, that gives you all the opportunities to use their service 100%. So that includes Fios, their internet, their TV system, and their phone system. But if you are just that customer that has just telephone with them, you're going to get that call also. We've started to get calls on Lafayette Drive. Has anybody here gotten that call or done the changeover? Okay, so we have one. How'd that go?
Working fine on the phone.
Good, working fine on the phone. Excellent. They are the fiber network for the apartment buildings. That will start here in the next couple weeks, and I say that because they were supposed to be here last week, and they weren't here. Tomorrow. Corey just hollered out tomorrow. He must have gotten a call. So they're going to start pulling all the fiber throughout all of our buildings to make sure all of our residents here on campus will have access, number one, to their service, plus the copper infrastructure, which is going bad. They'll start replacing that. So what they're going to do is they're going to run the mains through all the hallways, and they're going to bring a box to the inside of your unit. So this is every unit, whether you are a Verizon customer, currently a customer, or you're not. They're going to either have a jack outside your unit or inside of your unit. If you are a customer, you'll have one inside of your unit, and they will bring you online and switch you from copper to their fiber. Then it would give you the opportunity to use any of their services according, just like we do out here on the campus. Okay. The main reason for this, as I mentioned there, is the failing copper here in Palmyra and also on campus. They're struggling really bad. Any questions with Verizon? No? Go ahead, Millie.
Sorry, back to the chapel. Any new chairs being considered?
We are, yes, not this year. Not this year. We'd have to capitalize, yes. But we've talked about chairs. Sorry, I have a double Verizon. Touchdown. Currently, Touchdown Community app, which is called, the little icon on your phone or your tablet or your computer. We're working with them to find out what upgrades we can get here on campus for accessibility, to make it a little bit easier on us to use it and manage it. We're also working to assign someone to oversee Touchtown. That's being established either by department or one person overall for the campus. This is an area we've struggled with communication, and it should be our means of communication to the residents here on campus as a whole. So all the departments have access to a piece of this that they could upload or update information that should go out to you. It also gives us an opportunity to give you remote access so you could see whatever's going on campus at any given time on that device that you may have. So we are working with Touchtown now to find out what those options are for us as a campus, and also trying to figure out how we're going to manage it as a whole, because currently the way we're managing it by department just isn't working as well as we want it to be, and we have some shortfalls. So we're working on those. Any questions about Touchtown or Community app? Okay, some of the campus updates. They are, well, the first one, the most visible, is Fox Run. The most visible ones are Fox Run, Barteed Haven, and the maintenance building expansion. Fox Run, we just finished and got CO for the Villa building, the one Villa building. We're currently working to get started with, we have financing, we have some packages we have to run through for the second Villa. So we are ready to go from the permit side, so hopefully the second Villa will be started here in the next couple months. So that's the status on Fox Run. Barteed Haven, we're coming to the end on Barteed Haven. We have a March opening date for that. So we're working on CO, we're working with the fire alarm companies now to finish up and get our CO on that building. We also started cleaning it and also getting it fitted out. So furnishings are starting to go in Barteed Haven and everything, so it's coming along very well. So that's also on the very, very near horizon or the future to get opened up. And as you all can see back by the maintenance building there, we've started to put the extension on. That's we're aggressively getting that done. We want to get it done. Weather has impacted that with the trusses and everything, but now that it's covered, it's got a roof on it, we can move along inside. So here in the next, by the end of March, we should have that open. Just a little, just a heads up on that. Once we do opening that building, we will be putting no parking signs on that side of the Demonte, or on the pavilion, Stoneback Pavilion. No parking on the side where the maintenance building's at. And that's that hashed out area. And the reason for that is, with the maintenance extension there, it is really, really challenging for 18-wheelers to get into the loading dock when they need to make deliveries. So we will have no parking signs on that side. So if you have to do some drop-offs, that's okay, but please be aware of your vehicle. We need to move it as quickly as possible, because we just do not know when those 18-wheelers are coming in. Any questions about those three? Okay, let's take a snapshot at the grounds department. This is, as I talked about in the past, we've formed a grounds committee. They have been very, very helpful as we move into and make changes to our grounds and campus, grounds as a whole on campus. So they've been critical. They've been part of this process as we start to redirect some of the work on campus between contractors and our staff. So just a snapshot of the groundskeeping department. Supervisor, as you well know, Justin has moved to the IT side of the house for us. He brings quite a bit of experience with the IT services. And we're happy to have them over on that side. So for those residents, I think I've announced it once, but so those residents know, as we start getting more active in the summer, or you see Justin coming to your house, he is in the IT department now. So when he's coming to you put a work order in to have your computer fixed and you see Justin show up, he's not bringing a shovel and a pick with him. He's going to be bringing his mouses and his keypads and things like that. So, but Danny Dubel, we've done some restructure in the department. So Danny is now the grounds supervisor. He will be overseeing maintenance and grounds. Tracy Fisher, everybody knows Tracy. She is the team lead. She's the one that's going to be in the weeds of the operation. She's the one who's going to be managing the work order system during the day, making sure that tasks are being accomplished, making sure they're being accomplished properly, and also she brings a lot of skill sets out of Hershey that she'll be able to help us with some of the contracts that we have with our existing contractors. So she has done that. We've, with Integrated over here, Integrity Landworks and Strausers, she's working with both of them for the 2025 season. So we can make some changes to the campus, make it look a little bit different, because we've just kind of been regurgitating all of our plants from year to year to year lately for the last 4 or 5 years. So we said, let's get a different look. So she's been working with them. Grounds mechanic is Gary. He's been here for a while. And we have 3 technicians for grounds that support that component of our grounds department. We're down 2 there right now. Good time to be down because we're not in the grounds heavily, but we're actively going through the recruiting and hiring process now to bring 2 more on. And we also have the volunteer program, which will be maintained. There'll be 6, we have about 6 volunteers that work with us. It could be a little bit higher. We're always looking for volunteers to help us with those grass cutting tasks here on campus. 2 of the contractors on campus, Starners does some of our excavating work. I didn't put him up here because he's more on the construction side. Integrity Landworks, they're the ones who do all the flowers and all of our common areas. They make sure those beds are all reset. Like I said, Tracy is working with them to make sure that the common areas look a little bit different going into 2025. And Strausers. And this is where the big change occurred. And this was kind of ran through the grounds committee on a few occasions on how we can accomplish our goals for 2025 on the ground side of the house. Previously, 2024, Strausers' responsibilities were all these buildings on campus. The building we're in right now, the greenhouses, the play park, skilled care areas, Wheaton, all of our buildings. So their responsibility was to go around and make sure they were all tended to, all the outsides of those buildings. We quickly identified that for us to accomplish our goal of being in the duplexes and the cottages every 2 weeks, with our staff was not achievable at all. We did our best to get to see everybody and take care of all your units the way we want to do that preventive maintenance stuff that we need to do, and we were not able to do that. So we quickly got together with the grounds committee, also talked to Strausers and see if they wanted to change those roles. Of course, them being an outside contractor, they agreed. So they are now responsible for all the duplexes and cottages. So all those tasks that are within your maintenance contract, the weeding, the edging, some of the mulching, the bed cares, the trees, the bushes, that will be handled by Strausers out in the cottages. So they will be in your unit every 2 weeks. So they will be sending 2 crews or 3 crews, Corey? 3 crews, 3 days a week? 3 days a week to handle this campus. So if you think about it, okay, we tried to do it with 3 guys and a team lead, all the duplexes and cottages, and they're doing it with 3 crews, 3 men, 3 crews, 3 days a week, 3 crews, 3 days a week to take care of the campus. We quickly realized why we couldn't continue with the commitment to you of hitting your unit every 2 weeks. So we quickly identified that. So we're excited about this. This is something that we worked with Justin on prior to it happening. He's the one who identified the need, and his just couldn't keep up with the amount of demand out on campus. So Strausers will be handling all of the duplexes and cottages. Will we have a learning curve? Yes, we will. We'll have some, they're going to be learning the campus, they're going to be learning the units, they're going to be learning what not to do. I think they bring the skill set and to know what's not a weed and what is a weed, but they just don't know what the units look like, or they're not real familiar with around the cottages and duplexes, with the exception of when they do your mulch every year. They will continue to do the mulch also. So as I said, these basic maintenance included in your maintenance fee, these tasks, they'll all be handled by Strausers. If you're in an apartment, ground level apartment, they'll be handled by us. Okay? And I show this every year. If there's any additional work you may need, there's the rates for additional work. Should you need some assistance, you want to, even in the garden areas or anywhere on campus, with some additional work around your units, please get a hold of us. Let us know, and we can do it for a small fee. Any questions about grounds?
Will our employees still be handling the green waste, or is Roxer, if we're doing things in our house, like taking flowers out or plants out, are they going to be handling the green waste, or our employees?
Our employees, if you have green waste, give us a call. We'll put in a work order, and they'll come pick it up.
Do we have annuals, or perennials that need to be cut off? Are they gonna do that, or are we gonna ask them to do that? Is that, when you cut them off in the fall?
Yes, as long as they're still on program and they have time, they will cut they will trim them back if they have the time. If someone has they'll allot so much time per unit around each duplex, so there's 2 of them there. So as long as it's within that window and it's a little bit, they'll be tending to them. They will not be tending to the flowers per se, but at the end of the year when you're cleaning up, they'll help you clean up those beds.
Do they need to schedule that, did you say? Are we scheduling that?
Pardon?
Are they requesting that, or?
No,
No.
it'll be
It's
part
just
of their
gonna happen.
maintenance process. Yes.
Thank you. I have a question about the mulch. I think on Wenger Drive, there's probably maybe, 15 years of mulch just piling up and up and up. Is there any way that some of that can be scraped back?
We will be, not this year. We won't be scraping back this year. We will be scraping back in the 2026 season. We're already preparing for that, to add that to their contract, especially around some of our trees. Our trees have gotten really high also, and the beds have gotten high. So we will look at that in our 2026 season.
Okay,
It's already
thank you.
on the notes.
Just a clarification on the follow-up to the question about the green waste and stuff. That, are not the current grounds people going to still be making their daily rounds to pick up, stuff we have pulled or put out by the street
Yes.
rather than Strausers?
Yeah, grounds will still do their daily rounds. If you have any green waste that's outside on the street at the curb, yes, they will continue to pick those up. If you have any green waste, some green waste can get very, very heavy, and it's around your duplex on the back side or on the sides, give us a call and we'll come pick it up. But they'll still manage the green waste. Anything else about grounds? Excellent. Okay. Next piece, we're going to talk about how we can improve. The first thing I'd like to ask everyone in the room, see if we get some, identify some of the positive improvements that we could make. You're actually out there, you feel the impact of what we do and how we service you. And we are open. We need your input. That's the only way I find out, or my team finds out what needs to be done or what we can do better. So I've highlighted the areas that's under my responsibility. That's housekeeping, maintenance, grounds, transportation, and security. And I want to open the floor up to any comments that where we can make some improvements are, where some shortfalls are.
When is the shuttle going to be back in service?
Shuttle will be back in service. Is it out? Pardon?
The doors are coming Wednesday for it.
Okay. So maybe next week? They're coming Wednesday. It's going, the new doors, unfortunately, they put the wrong doors on it. They put the vinyl door or wrap around it for the winter months. We actually ordered a hard shell. That is coming on Wednesday. So the golf cart they'll start servicing that, hopefully a day or two. They'll have that done, and next week we'll have it back in service.
Yeah, they are taking people around who are calling in.
Yes, we're picking them up in cars if we need to, just so we can continue to support it.
How about the front door to Snell?
Front door to Snell. Corey, I know we have a delivery date on that too.
The delivery date is beginning of March.
Beginning of March. And let me just give you a little bit of the backstory on that. For about 4 weeks when we started when it first failed, we've gone through a couple parts replacements process for those sets of doors. They came out a couple times, replaced a part, didn't repair it. Got to about 4 weeks into the project and realized that one part that they did need was coming out of Mexico and was scheduled for 5 or 6 weeks after that. And that's when we made the decision that we would replace the door rather than continue to run this cycle of trying to get it repaired. That replacement was an 8-week window for replacement. So we're getting to as Corey said, we're getting to the end of that now. That's what has driven that front door as long. That's why it has taken so long for that. So not trying to make excuses for it, it was the process. Unfortunately, industry just doesn't shelf equipment and parts like it used to do in the past. So a lot of stuff is manufactured or customized to the units. It's all hand. Yes.
Yeah, on the door, oh, hello. Wow, I feel a sense of power now. Okay. That door manually is very heavy,
Right.
and some of us have a hard time particularly getting it closed. So I'm sure you're aware, a ton of heat is being lost when that door gets left open.
Right.
I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. I personally close it every time I go out of it, but I understand there are a number of people that probably can't or have a hard time doing that. Is there anything that can be done about that?
I wish there was. I wish it was April and it was spring, or not even summer, because air conditioning is just as much as a challenge as heat. At this point, there isn't. There is a solution here on the very horizon, but we try to open it and close it, or if we see it open. But we understand the residents can't or struggle with opening it, and if it is, we'll try to monitor it so we can close it. But
Since it's been so long, couldn't in a shop or someplace a handle be fabricated to be drilled in and attached to that door to get a good hand grip to slide it, rather than trying to use your fingernails to get behind it?
I see both Danny and Corey shaking their heads. Thank you. So yes, we can do something and maybe give it some more grip, because the door's going to waste anyway. It's going to trash anyway, so it's not going to hurt
The
it.
alternative to come in the door, I say bank, it's not bank anymore.
Down by the mailboxes?
They're right.
Mailbox.
Go ahead, Mary Lee.
Yeah, the door down by your IL mailboxes, because it's automated. You could go in that door.
Yep. Did everybody get that? The IL, where we used to be the bank, where the ATM machine is, that door is fully automated. So if you want to avoid the main slider here at the building, you can go to that. Or for the 200, the next door in the 200 building also.
Hit the thing and
Yep.
go in and walk yourself around the floor.
Any other?
Fire on doors, 90 on the week, still isn't working.
90.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really nasty for him to say trash bins out or go out through with a wheelchair or scooter.
And that's the opener. That's the operator. Okay. Any other input? Wow. Same thing. Shortfalls. What do you think we missed? What did we miss in 2024 that I maybe didn't highlight? What can we do? Nothing. Well, as always, I'm always available. So if you're, go ahead.
Well, I guess this is the question, and I don't know the answer for this, but this observation with as important as all this IT stuff is, and getting more and more all the time, is a two-person department big enough for this size of facility to get the job done?
And that is an active conversation that is going on right now about the IT and IT support here on campus, and us being able to maintain it and our commitment to the residents here. The TV and internet our upgrade that we're doing right now is going to change the way we operate that system. Fortunately, it's cloud-based. These are the areas that impact you the most. It's a cloud-based system. It's not a house system. If you look at all of our channels that we have, all the channels you currently have, every one of those channels has a very small receiver inside of a room here on campus. And we manage all those receivers for every one of those channels that we provide to you. That takes a lot of manpower. We're also looking at all of our systems are going cloud-based. So the new system will go cloud-based. Any types of upgrades or changes, some of the consistent issues we have TV-wide is they move from a channel from one satellite to another satellite. And we don't get that notification until a resident calls us and saying, where did Fox go? Where did CNN go? Where did they go? It's not here on whatever channel it's on. So then we go into it and find out that they have moved that channel to a different satellite. That's all done on the outside of here. It's a cloud-based system that manages all of our channels. So we're confident. I can say Ben and Justin both are confident that the change is there. Same with the internet. That is all cloud-based. So if there is an issue on campus, if we have some areas that are down, we'll be notified immediately. So we don't have to hear from you first. We have someone out there policing and monitoring our systems. For IT support, we are actively having those discussions about how we're going to continue to grow the campus and support the IT needs here, not just on the resident side, but also on the business side. So I think with Alicia on board and her vision, I think we're going to be going in a real good path for our IT support here on campus. So, and we're going to grow it. Jim.
With the availability of Wi-Fi from our in-campus system, I know several people have opted to get that put into their unit. but that has been weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Is it because these other changes that you're making, these are put on the back burner, or will this happen shortly, or how do they go about getting that Wi-Fi router for their?
If you did put in a request for our system, our internet system, it is coming. As soon as we do the switchover. As soon as we switch over from the old to the new. That's why we've delayed, because we didn't want to have to switch you over and then go back out and bring another one. So it is coming with the new system. So we are taking this week from IT to address all the work orders that are out there. There's quite a few out there that are pending. These two gentlemen have had the opportunity, which has been a great opportunity, to work with our installer, Rex. People may know him or see him on campus. He's a contracted service for us. We've had them shadowing. Ben being new to the TV side of the house, and also Justin being new to the department, it gave us an opportunity for us, Corey, myself, and Danny, to allow them to shadow Rex and learn everything that he knows and does here on campus. So that helps us on our response. So it's been I know we've had about a 3-week delay here in getting everything switched over, but it's also been a great learning opportunity for these two guys to understand and know the system. Anything else we could do better? Yes.
It doesn't pertain to your talk, but do you know whether Alicia will be conducting anything similar to a What's New with Jeff each month?
I don't know that. I don't know that. It's been 4 weeks for her coming on board, and we've been very. She's hit the ground running, which is good. But she has a lot to absorb and bring on. So there was some low-hanging fruit, some things we needed, decisions we needed made, and things we needed to do quickly, and we focused on those. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from her in the very near future as far as what type of how she's going to get out and visit and see the residents here on campus. But she has said to us on a couple of occasions that she likes to get out, so she likes to do that one-on-one stuff here in the dining rooms and in the restaurants and in those. So I think that's where she's going to start at. And I think she was here for the what was happening this weekend. What was going on this weekend? Veterans Club. Was she here for that? Yes. So you'll see a lot of her more on the smaller scales, which I think is a wonderful thing. Okay. Anything else? Any issues? Any problems? I don't want to drag the time out. If I don't need to. Okay. And let's see what we're gonna talk about next month. Hey, IT services, I'm going to dig deep into that and talk about those changes. We should be able to get light to answer to a couple of questions we had about what IT service looks like for 2025. So I'll highlight those. So I'm excited about that one. How the volunteer program works here and how they impact you, what they do for us. I think it's important for you to know what our volunteers do for you and how they impact you and impact you every day. The chargeable items, I like to do that in the beginning of the year. Obviously, you should know and always know what you're being charged for, so I identify them departmentally, how much those services are, should you want the extra service. Also, how to understand your electric bill and the increases that you're seeing in them. I will also work through you. I'll have some presentation up here. I'll have some electric bills so you can see. I know Mary Lee, Trudy, myself, Eric, Corey, Danny, we all get those questions frequently during this time of year about why did my electric bill go up? I never hear why did it go down, but I always hear why did it go up. And there are some identifiers there that very easy identifiers for you as residents can see if you know what you're looking at in your electric bill. So I have some samples up here so we can work through them. Hopefully everyone can understand what they're seeing. Just just a little bit ahead of time on that. I mean, this winter has been much colder than it has in the past. If you look at your electric bill, it does tell you what years past temperatures were like in January, February months, and I think we're about 5 to 8 degrees colder on average here now, and that does impact your electric bills. So we'll do a dive into that so you can understand it. Hopefully everybody understand how they work. Any questions? Yes.
I was on Facebook the other day and I saw a picture of one of our units. They had the cover off and the thing was all filled with lint dust. So I went out and looked at mine. You cannot see through to the outside. There's that much dirt on in between. I was just curious, do we ever clean those?
Yeah, that's done on our PM. That should be done on our PM. If you have a concern, I'd put in a work order, but yes, we do the outside units. Eric, when he does his PM program, he's looking at your outside units, making sure there's no debris and things like that on it. One thing, and that's a good reminder, because on my last sheet I actually have it written down here before you left. Just with all the different types of viruses going around right now, we are seeing the increased use of vaporizers. Just so you as residents know, vaporizer does impact your filter quite heavily. Eric actually gave me some samples and I forgot to bring them, I apologize. But if you're using a vaporizer, try to minimize your use of those vaporizers. And the reason you want to do that is it does produce the hardness of the water that we have in Palmyra is distributed into the air, and it is picked up into your HVAC system. So we're seeing the impact to filters. So if you're a heavy user of a vaporizer and you start to have problems with your HVAC system, please call us. We want to get in there and change your filter if we need to, but vaporizers are not friendly when we're trying to manage and condition air. It clogs our filters up pretty quickly here on campus with the SEER level or the MERV level on the filters that we use here on campus. So what I wanted to get back to your question, if you feel that you're having an issue with an outside unit, please give us a call, let us take a look at it. But he does look at your outside condensing unit to make sure that nothing is blocking it up. And if he has to clean it, we will. Any other questions? Okay, wonderful. Thank you for joining me today. And yes, we got one all the way in the back.
One quick question about
Sure.
our lint filters and stuff on our washer and our dryers. Are they being cleaned yearly, or how is that?
We have a 3-year rotation on our lint filters that we go around and we clean. We have a 3-year cycle on doing your cleaning out your lint, your dryer lines going to the outside, which you'll see.
I was just going to say, do you think that's enough? I mean, that
Oh,
they
most,
really
most
get used.
definitely. Most definitely.
Definitely?
Most definitely. For the use that you had, yeah, definitely. If you were a family of 5 and washing and drying constantly, blankets and children, yeah, you might want to increase that. But yeah, we're confident that 3 years is plenty for dryer vents.
Did you say this conversion thing's going to be in 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
We will start converting to the new TV and internet system next week. We'll start. So we'll be going around campus. You'll be notified via our phone system. You'll get a call. Give you a call and let you know when we will be impacting your area on campus.
Does this affect the sound for the Channel 4?
Yes. Yeah, right now Channel 4 is being broadcasted, and we're not broadcasting it today, on the old system.
You can't hear the church service.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the person speaking or whether it's a
Yes, it will all be impacted by the upgrades to the new Channel 4, or the new TV system here on campus. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you in March.